Oh my god, there's a HuniePop 2, and you people didn't tell me? Where were you? You people let me down. I thought we were friends. Okay, hyperbole aside, I was genuinely excited to see this one. The first HuniePop was a silly, inappropriate, sometimes graphic match 3 game that had you training to become a legendary late-night love warrior with the help of a sex fairy. It was like you were Hercules and she was Phil. You trained, you scored with ladies, and eventually took on your role as a god of touching butts. Okay, you didn't become a literal sex god, although you did bang one. The follow-up HuniePop was a strategy game called HunieCam Studio, which was, it was different. Yeah, you organized a webcam empire, and it felt a little less like harmless fun, and a little more like you're a pimp. Like an actual, honest-to-God Zola after 3 a.m. sort of pimp, which didn't feel good. So when the studio returned to the original Match 3 style for their next sex romp, I was thrilled and more than a little relieved. And any complaints I have for HuniePop 2 have less to do with the overall porny attitude and more to do with the exhausting gameplay. In HuniePop 2, you play the virgin-turned-smooth operator from the first game, where you travel to a tropical paradise to hit on some ladies and to save the planet. Yeah, that is absolutely the plot of this game. Whereas before you just wanted to get laid, in HuniePop 2, you need to amass a wealth of 3 ways in order to awaken and satisfy 2 ancient love goddesses before they can destroy the world. So, yeah, the stakes have been raised. Initially it feels like more of the first game, but as the title HuniePop 2 Double Date implies, you're now working on 2 women at once, charming them into a 3-way with dinner, dates, drinks, and, stuffed teddy bears. Just like in real life. In addition to this, you also learn about the girl's baggage, negative effects that can slow you down during play, which varies from being a little shy to, and I'm not joking here, having full-blown emphysema. With details like these, it's hard to take the plot super seriously, which is, of course, the point. It's a silly boob game. And while that's definitely not everyone's cup of tea, the designers here weren't exactly trying to create the Citizen Kane of games, or even the Godfather 3 of pornos. There's only so much seriousness that you can offer a game like HuniePop, but if that's true, and we're not meant to take it too seriously, what the hell is up with this gameplay? Should a Match 3 game be this difficult? Let me explain. So your goal is to impress both of the women in your party by getting matches and filling up the affection meter. But you can only focus on one woman at a time, and anytime you pull off a match, you lower their stamina. And bigger matches cost more stamina, which makes you feel like you're being punished for pulling off good moves. So you've got to speed up and then you have to slow down over and over and over again. It starts to feel like coitus interruptus, and if you lower your girl's stamina all the way, she'll get exhausted for 4 turns, and you've got to focus only on the other one, and if they both get exhausted, or if you run out of turns, you lose, and the next time around, that amount of affection that you need to accumulate becomes even higher, making it harder to get that stupid 3-way. Are you starting to see my problem here? Admittedly, you can build up experience as you go along, making your matches worth more, but it just means that you're going to end up grinding on these girls over and over again, and yes, I heard what I just said, let's not address it. And everything scales up really fast, so even if you are doing enough grinding to build up experience, they're always ahead of you by several steps. I liked HuniePop 2. Okay, I just have to wonder who this game is for. Because if I wanted to see boobs, I'd go to the internet, where the boobs live. And if I wanted complicated Match 3 gameplay, I don't think I've ever wanted that. The game does look great, and the voice acting is solid, even if you'll likely want to play this with the volume pretty low. Even the music's really good. I just found myself getting way more frustrated with the gameplay than I think anyone would expect for a game of this stripe. And if you do want a complex Match 3 puzzle game that's slow and steady as opposed to fast and impactful, then this is your game. But for me, well, it's a tough sell. At full price, anyway. My fellow enthusiasts of pervy video games might do better to wait for this one to go on sale.
Something that transformed them into flesh-eating ghouls? That's a bit far-fetched. And I think it's funny that, like, we have different characters at different levels of acceptance now. So, like,
yeah.
Chris and Rebecca are like, yes, it's zombies. It's like zombies, like the fucking movie. And then Jill is like, nah, I don't know if I believe it.
Yeah. Jill's zombie agnostic. You know, like, she's to the side. Like, she's, you know... Chris and Rebecca are like zombie Presbyterians, and she's like a zombie. I sleep in on Sundays.
Yeah, she goes to brunch